Hi, Dorothy. Sound check. Patson Mulishani, good to see you. How are you guys? Andrew Mulishani. Nachuma mukutamba batayali. I was just watching batayali. It was a good show. Good job, batayali, as usual. He's the man. He's the man, the people. What do they say? He's the man for the people. Nachira tamba batayali, guys. Ba Elina Mulishani. Stuart Mulishani, ba Brian. Good to see you. How's everybody? Na Willa. So my schedule has changed, guys. So now, so when I have time, I have a different schedule. So I try to adjust my schedule. I'll just come in and record, and you guys can catch up whenever you have time. Yes. So Mulishani, Irene, how are you, Mama Vizenge? Kale, Mulishani wa Irene. Mbeba Mateo. Mbeba Mulishani. Ellington, my son, good to see you. Nami fuluka kale. I was watching Tayali. I was just like, wow, he's a great guy, guys. And all the people that are calling into the show, you know what? That is as real as you can get. Watching Tayali's show is as real as you can get, guys. Me and Tayali, we come a long way. I know him like maybe 40 years ago. I knew him as a teenager. And I'm just so proud to watch Tayali grow to be the man that he is, to be a family man, to be a patriotic countryman. It's like, wow. If we had even 10 men like Tayali, Zambia would have a different story to tell right now about Zambia. If we even had 10 men like Tayali, I am so proud of him, because Tayali sat in my classroom. I knew him as a teenager, and you know, he was a listener. Tayali, as a student at full secondary school there, he was a listener. He sat and absorbed information. And now, I'm a teacher, and he has proved one thing to me. Tayali has proved one thing to me, to say, some people, when they sit and listen, they absorb information. And when the right time comes, they are going to use that information to help society, help humanity. And I would like young people who are on this page insulting, ukuwata, they are busy muma forum talking all this nonsense when they are clueless. I'm challenging young people to sit down and listen. When you are growing, the challenge is you have a lot to learn. By youth, you have a lot to learn. So today, after watching Tayali, I'm just like, wow, this guy. I knew him as a teenager. Tayali was a man of very few words as a teenager. But now he has all this wisdom, you know, talking as a countryman. And I want to challenge each one of you, by youth. By youth, mweba bwata ukokulandalanda. Take a back seat. If you are a teenager, you are in your 20 years, you know nothing. Take a back seat. Take a back seat and listen. Be a person of few words when you are growing, because life is teaching you lessons. You are yet to learn. Nikulo money. So by youth, take a back seat. The time is coming when you can talk. And the knowledge that you're going to use to talk is what you learn every day when you listen to other people talk. When you read, will you educate yourself? Right now, I see a lot of youths, they are clueless, they have no knowledge, they are just blah, 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 Please, Bayouth, take a chill pill, sit down, educate your minds, analyze information, be critical thinkers, don't be used by politicians, be your own man, stand on your word, do not follow blindly. So I just wanted to say that about Bayouth. And then trending story number 1, I want to talk about this debt restructure. I talked a little bit about it. I talked a little bit about the debt restructure in my last live. So I want to talk a little bit about the debt restructure. I want to also talk about the whole lining up, going Kuma Airport and, you know, lining up to welcome by HH, forcing teachers to go and welcome by HH, giving them a dress code, forcing students out of their schedule to go and line up to welcome by HH, actually paying people to go and welcome by HH. I want to talk about that. We have seen the fracas where the people who were promised to be paid, they are at the secretariat and demanding to be paid. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So, and then I'll talk about the arrests and the breakdown of the democracy. I saw some opposition members of parliament speaking of how even senior people in opposition, senior members of parliament, you know, distinguished honorable members of parliament are being harassed in parliament and curtailed from speaking. I want to talk about that too. And finally, I want to talk about the arrests, you know, where they are taking people, bamufunyo muntu ku Chipata, bamuleta ku Lusaka, when a crime was committed in Chipata. You know, that is illegal, guys. This is illegal. So we'll talk about that. So those are the topics I want to talk about today. There are 4. Let me write them down. So debt is number 1. So debt is number 1. 2 is the welcome of HH. 3 is the freedom of speech. And 4 is the arrests. Yes, so guys, on the debt, I just want to say that, you know, as Africa, I just want to say that as Africa, the time has come. If you follow this whole thing about Africa and debt on social media, on TikTok to be specific, everyone around the world, including Europeans themselves, Americans, they are saying that Zambia and other African countries, we are actually at a point in time where we can actually name the price to our minerals and our resources. Yes. People, economic advisors are saying that if our African leaders, you know, do the right thing, they can negotiate for equal and better conditions for our resources. We can be treated as equal trading partners. So this is very important, guys, because what we have as a Zambia, there are mainly 2 countries in the world. There is a law of supply and demand. If you have something which everybody wants, then you can name your price. You know? So this is what we are saying to say, as our leaders, as HH goes out there to negotiate, we have the upper hand here. Right now, Africa, we have the upper hand where we can name our price. We have an opportunity to change the direction from operating a debt, Ian Congole, to operating a cash budget. How do we do that? We have minerals, we have sugilite, we have emeralds, we have lithium, we have cobalt, we have gold. Who is controlling all this? We Zambians, we have no say over our own minerals. And when our own leaders go to negotiate, they go and come back with more debt. So for me, this is what is upsetting. It's like the cycle is never ending. The cycle of debt will never end if our leaders don't stand up to negotiate for fair deal and equal trading partnerships. Yes. IMF has never known to help any country recover from debt. But they always give more debt to countries, extension nikalova, nilunda lunda ma loan sharks. If you are if they survive only, loaning people country is like a loan shark, ma loan companies. So they survive on interest. So agenda yabo is to keep us in debt. Because how they are surviving is the interest we are paying them. And the interest is very high. So, you know, moving forward, we are saying, for me, I don't even know why the Zambians are celebrating for a loan restructuring. If you restructure a loan, it just simply means bakupele nshita to pay your loans. And now they just agreed. They haven't even gone into the details to say what I hear there are over 100 loans with different countries. There are over 100 loans with different countries and companies, organizations. So at this point, we're assuming that we can restructure those loans, and majority of the loans are west. So we're assuming that restructure. And a celebration, military parade and everything. I am just like, what kind of people are we? Like, really? Why? Okay, take it. I want you to be discussed. I'm not topics I know, but here we are here to educate each other. Have these conversations with the friends and families to say, why Uncle Kongola, you owe somebody 5,000 kwacha, you owe somebody 5,000 kwacha. And then I go, okay, boy, 5,000 kwacha, wadingiro kundipila next month, but you can dipile after 6 months. But meanwhile, every month that you don't pay, we are going to charge so much interest. So me, I am saying, why are we even agreeing to extend the debt when we have resources to pay off that debt? Why are we willing to extend the debt when we have resources to pay off the debt? Why are we still hell-bent on having a budget based on Nkongole? Why? We have resources to pay off these debts. Emerald uchta ona ma emerald mine ni nani? Suji light track ya lubatabalandako. Zambia, we have trillions of dollars worth of natural reserves. Yaba mumushili. The wealth, the million we have, the amount of minerals we have, which is still under there, it is in trillions of US dollars. So what we are saying here is the people who are negotiating these deals are negotiating the deals of 1960. We are in 2023. The dynamics have changed. The dynamics have changed because right now the world is going electronic, and to go electronic, they need electronic vehicles. And so we have a hot cake. Why can our leaders capitalize on the current situation, but they are taking the economic solutions of 1964 and 1990 into play today? It doesn't make sense. It's an old and a cake deal. It's old, please, to a papata. Aya kudiba IMF fiaka lepidya pita. you know. Ellington, can you unfollow me and follow me back? So I can't add you, there is a glitch. So if you can unfollow me and follow me back, and then I think I'll add you. I think they put a blocker or something. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to add Ellington, but I think Pali blocker or something fishy going on. So this is where I'm coming from to say they are taking solutions. I have 1990, I have IMF and stuff. There were no electronic vehicles, takwalifia nickel, takwalifia lithium, takwalifia suji lights. They are taking those economic solutions to in 2023, So for me, I don't know, I don't even get it, but we need to educate our people. People are telling me, I don't get it in Shitash. It's like, you are uneducated. If you are cheering what is happening, you are uneducated. Yes, Daddy. So let's agree to disagree. Debt restructure is postponing in Congole. So what is there to celebrate about postponing in Congole? In 20 years' time. And we don't even know the terms yet. We don't. We don't know the terms yet because they have to go and negotiate. But remember, Zambia was the first to default. So we are still going to all these loans, but we are going to pay penalties for defaulting. All these loans, we are going to pay penalties. I don't know if it's annually, how they charge the penalties or quarterly. Just know that Zambia will pay penalties for defaulting. That's number one. For each year defaulted, they are going to pay penalties. So one, penalties are going to be paid. Two, interest will need to be revised. And I hear it's 20 years. So the longer the amount of time we take to pay, the higher the interest rate. So the longer, if we take 20 years to pay these loans, it means we are just shack. If we take long to pay, it means we are gonna pay more. So two things to consider here. One, there are penalties here that is a must. To kalipirama penalties. That defaulting, they are actually happy. Abama loan share, they're actually happy that we are defaulted. They are licking their chops right now. Zambia, we defaulted. I don't know if it's 3-4 years. Beginning of the pandemic, we defaulted. And then two, we are extending 20 years. So they are so excited because the longer you take to pay, the more interest you pay. So on top of the loan amount, on top of the principal, you are also going to pay interest. So by praising, educate them. We know that they love their president, but let us separate emotions and feelings from financial matters or governance of the country. By praising, you love HH, but separate your emotions. Feelings how you feel for HH, remove it from this scenario. We are talking facts here. Tulela Ndama facts, how these things work in the financial world. Educate yourself. Just go online, Google. If I get a loan, what does it mean if I default? You are going to find all this information. If you default, penalties, and the longer you take to pay that loan, you pay more interest. So for me, that's why I'm not happy about that. Yeah. And we are here as patriotic Zambians. You are in a wrong forum. This is not a forum to start talking those nonsensical comments. We are here to, as patriotic Zambians, we want to debate, discuss what's best for Zambia. 20 years from now, we are not going to be here. But what kind of a world are we going to leave for our children and our great-grandchildren, our future generations? Our interest extending terms for 20 years. Do you know what that means? It means they are preparing your 20 years, it's income for their generations. Our companies are when they say, oh, we are going to, it's okay, you can pay for us in 20 years' time. But they won't even be there. But you know what? That's 20 years, they are creating a generational income for their families. Mamona, I want you to start thinking like that. It's like these people, they are thinking to say, if Zambia, we give them 20 years, these people, I'm sure, they won't even be there in 20, 30 years. But you know what? They are creating generational wealth for their families. Mamona, interest from Zambia is ching, more money for them. But on the reverse side, we are celebrating putting our future generation in debt. So think. They always think of creating generational wealth. Giving a loan is a business. It's not it's not charity. Giving a loan is business. Giving a loan is a business, guys. So let us change our mindset to think, let's be patriotic. I don't care even if I have 1,000 people following me here, as long as they are patriotic, that's all I care. Our mindset is like, what kind of world are we going to leave our children? Mamona. Your 20 years interest, they are creating generational wealth for their families. For Zambia. What are you doing? You are creating generational poverty. On the flip side, Zambia is creating generational poverty for its people by continuing borrowing and extending to pay when we have a capacity. I can tell you that Zambia has a capacity to run a cash budget because in the last few years, Zambia has been blessed. Zambia has been blessed with new mines in gold, copper, diamonds, yalisa. Ama emeralds are there, nickel, cobalt, copper, but who owns those mines? So, by Yuthi, just to connect with me here. Connect with me here, my youth. Connect with me, please. Ndeni papata. Connect. If you are a praise singer, this is not a page to praise. Panotulena the reality. We are talking about reality. Eh? We are talking about reality. Panonga nwebo praise singer ufume pano. Olonga nwebo praise singer, if you are willing to listen, I welcome you. But if I praise singer, I'm just asking you separate your emotions from the reality of the matter. If you are emotionally connected to our HH, when you come in on my page, I ask you to leave those emotions and just put on your patriotic hat. If you're there, Lombafi. So I've talked enough on the debt. So that is that, guys. Read about debt management. Read about debt restructuring. All this information is there. In fact, even on my page, I've made posts there. So that's that. about the date. There's nothing for me. People are jumping up and down celebrating. I'm just like, wow, really? Can we be so clueless as a people? And then the second thing I want to talk about is the welcome. You know, when I was growing up, that what happened kuri ba HH pa Saturday is tika mushta yaba akaunda. Some of you by youth you know, you have not experienced this, so it's for the first time. But these are the things that we used to go through as young people, as girls in high school, primary school, school, and we were all forced to line and cheer for pita. And you know, that to see that coming back again is like, wow. Honestly, really, are we going back to 50 years ago when we used to do that? I don't know. Something has happened to my page. I can't add anyone. Something is going on. But I'm just saying, maybe I'll give you a number you can call in. You can call in the number when I'm done. It's a WhatsApp number. Nalavika number, and then you can just call in on the number. It's a WhatsApp number +1. So we have seen them taking up another school number teachers to line up. So, and on that one, I can just say these old people in government, they have come and trying to bring back if man of yakale, pia colonial, pia kula tanta minaban, kula funyawan kumanchito, nava nave school kuya mutantama. This is the result of having old people in government. They want to bring in colonial mentality, and it's a shame. That is my number there, guys. I've just typed my number. If you want to call me, because it's not allowing me to add, but you can, and that is the number there. Let me try to pin it. Yeah. So that is the number, guys. You can call it. So what I'm saying is, this Thunderous rousing welcome actually was by force. They forced teachers to say they are required to be at a certain place, and they were given a dress code, and the certain pupils were chosen to go and give this the president a rousing welcome, which is really unfortunate because and during those days, when those things used to happen, there was a lot of bad things happening, accidents, you know. Abantu bale fua imiotoka is like commotion, you know. Commotion until they had to stop it because it was not productive and it was not safe. So now to see our nama old school, abe nama old school wale balepera ma position bale wesha amano ya kolonia ya yayene bayamba okulabula ba teacher n'abaana b'esukulu kuya mukutantama mu musebo. It's nonsense. Mbuyanga. I'll say that is nonsense. We don't want that. We are in 2023. Eh? We are in 2023 for God's sake. This is unacceptable. And I hope it never happens. I hope it never happens. You are taking civil servants to go and line up for about HH so that if no one shows up, so that if those teachers don't show up to line up, you fire them. You are threatening them to lose their jobs if they don't show up. It's a shame. Hey, Kenya, good to see you. Good to see you. Share. We'll be here. We'll be talking. Now, the other fracas about welcoming HH, kulia ku secretariat, batro kulipira abantu ama 50 kwacha. Like, honestly, by UPND, how cheap can you be? By UPND, muna kwata kwensoni. How long are you going to keep this up to where when the president is coming, you have to pay people to lie to people to say, how long are you going to keep this up? How long? Shame on my UPNG. Shame on the person who made the teachers and the students to go and line up. As quite a military parade in a fiance, you know? I'm like, what? There were so many accidents, there were so many disadvantages to that. So it was cancelled because it was not productive. Kaunda wamu ya efyandiko kuwonse kuyima kuya mkutantima line kudya abaleni tracking people from all parts of the country bakaunda murauto mo balepita kuya mkutantama ero sometimes mwapya nakasuba mwalolela limbi nopita na route yo ine yomulelolela bapita ku route imbi mwagwera tenoba mona nokuba mona twale bamona fyakatambala so no basi mwafine fibwele is a result of ukuyingisha abakote mu non-government. Abe abakote aba geriatric oba HH oba bayingisha. A reason fyambo kula ticket fyabwele wele. Fyabwele wele mufire kera kwa biri mwika bwekishapo. Elonga mwa bwekishapo twakulala ndali yonse mbuyanga tunagwambabia. Uchinahi ntutahirome tunagwamba. Elo tamga tujatanganwa. Because Zambia is a free country. Zambia is good democracy. Eh. What it wamba uli ate ulakoleka kubeja abantu. Ndibejahi. Ndam Zambia good democracy. So me wachendi yeye angandamba. Because Zambia good democracy. Gamtu gaka wamba ula. Olo ndamchita post ga comment ate koleka wichita mislead bantu. Kamo sondoga. It is my opinion. Zambia is a democracy. Zambia good democracy. Gamundilenga gandamba. Notinga natindande kofie ati walega ujenga bantu. Please stop intimidating Zambians. Zambia is a free country. You have a freedom of speech. Tinda utugira. I didn't break the law. I am just saying my opinion. Let me be. Gamundire ndina kwamba olero buli umbi wandambira chiro praise singer afya kubola lili ku Zambia ndikabole ku Zambia kuchani kutega mugandange mugandite ambushi mugandike mugakorola mugandibika you cadres you are arresting people which brings me to the to nankan topic kema cadres which arrest bantu ati plain clothes the policemen. What kind of plainclothes policemen makadaba corolla arresting people in your private car because you are a cadre? Any nonsense njenje tabona mwanzini mulamala bali ba press mali munga mulilebega tuyagumyanga. Immediately the government changes, we are coming after you praise singers. You are abusing the law. Praise singer telling me at when are you coming to Zambia so that mawundite ambushi muka sokere na meno muka ngume wala mubepere fye. Zambia is a democracy and stop that nonsense. Tinda wita page yangu na obola page yangu ndambire agwamba kolega gondirega ni page yangu gozwaga bikabiya unkulala ndawita me watu bola page yangu ndawita bushe napali nditirepa page pano. So if you have the emotional connection with all this nonsense that's going on, this is not your place. This page we are talking facts. We don't have the emotional connection to anything. We tell it as it is because we are patriotic Zambians. Yes. So stop arresting people. That is what I'm about to say. Hello, if you, the one who's telling me to stop making noise, if you are the praise singer, who is arresting people, posing as a police officer in plain uniform, we will deal with you in 2026 or whenever this government goes away. Muyishibire. Mina Dr. Shibola, we are coming after you. If you are posing as a plain CID or whatever, omwana uliasima munjori oriasima onyama heo okuta wawanga muntu mugakora gago ati I am a plain police officer and the CID. You are committing a crime. You are arresting people under false pretenses. You are an imposter. You are not a police officer. You are just a overzealous cadre. We are coming after you whenever HH leaves. We are coming after you. We are not going to condone this lawlessness. Tumakada tunyudoni. Tule ikata abantu kubula omuntu kumubika muri corona bamuchita nani bamusokola na meno. Marabish. Uliomulumendo pateo bamusende all the way from Chipata. What kind of a law is that? There is a jurisdiction. If you commit a crime in Chipata, there is a police station in Chipata. Take that person to Chipata police station so that he can have his family can come and see him. You arrest somebody from Chipata all the way to Lusaka and you torture him. All the MPs were all over the news. If the MPs were not really on that case up to now, I don't know what would have happened to that man, including the other man, young man at Piri. 13 days. Illegal arrest is a crime, is a human right violation. It's a human right violation. That's why I'm happy. I want to see your structure you were boasting about. Coin structure be a coin. Structure coin. Mutapengi bya kupengolo mwituishika mwichura nemitima. Structure coin, but I'm not here to show my structure. And I talked about my twerking and stuff because somebody was saying, hey, this woman, she's just after clicks. Somebody made a comment. Praise singer over. Praise singer over. Page at me. I'm just here for clicks. I just want followers. Praise singer Mupuba. What me my diaper, my reference in the beginning to say, you know what, if you are young, learn to close their mouth and open your ears and listen. Because what you are learning when you are quiet will help you in future. So I talked about twerking because this guy was like, hey, this woman, she's just here for clicks. She wants to grow her page. Excuse you. That's when I said, don't you know the trick of the internet? The people who are just there for clicks, they want clout. They do crazy things such as twerking. But me, have you ever seen me twerking? I can never do it, and I will never do it because I am not here to attract millions of followers. I am here to attract patriotic minds like me, Zambian people, even other African people who are progressive. You know, I am here to attract minds like me, and the connection is in the mind. It's not in me twerking. That's why I want twerk, because I don't want to attract millions of followers who are just following to see. They're not interested about what I'm saying, but they're interested of how I'm twerking. That's why I just want to clarify that, to say I am not here for clicks or likes. I am here to connect with the like-minded people like me. You know, we are here. We are patriotic Africans. We are Pan-Africans. Okay, the WhatsApp number by Ellington is, let me call you. Oh, sorry. Ilipa silence. Okay, go ahead and call. Or like any like Uncle 2 minutes. Hi, Ellington, you're connected. Thank you. Hi. Good afternoon. It's actually late. Let me put you on the Bluetooth so that put it down for abantu clearly. Yeah. So guys, Emalia Shayo, you know, I'm connecting to the Bluetooth. Okay, go ahead. Good afternoon. Oh, no. Wait. It's Yafuma Kumnankan. It's connecting to the other audio. Yeah, so if you guys, I'm connecting to Ellington right here. And it's connect to my phone calls. Well, they can't put to me. Let me call you. Let me call you back. Yeah. So if you want to, I'm just connecting with Ellington via phone. Don't go away to alaya nombari. To alapwisha, I know Nabuila. Nabuila. Okay, now we are in business. Hello. Go ahead. Good afternoon. I don't know why they cannot pick at a phone. Ile cannot pick at a phone. Yeah, ikata number. Go ahead. Okay. I hope you're okay. I'm good. Good to hear from you. Thanks for joining me. Yes. Twazanda, I'm a praise singer. You know, these people, oh my God. That's why I'm just like, take your emotions out of governance matters. If you love HH, you have an emotional connection. When you come on this page, leave your emotional attachments, Uko. On this page, let us talk about patriotic matters. Go ahead, the floor is yours. Thank you so much. I'm not taking too much time. Good evening, viewers, and good afternoon and good morning to all of us. I'm sure we are in different time zones. I do concur with especially the first point you made on debt restructuring. I mean, for me personally, as a young person in Zambia, I've got two concerns. The number one concern is that I still don't clearly understand the celebration, what it is all about. Because from my understanding, just as you had put it, there's no cancellation, there's nothing like write-off,
You know, there's nothing like reduction of the payment. Actually, it's given us a bigger consequence than we had earlier on. I mean it in this way. So, restructuring, meeting this point is where twalimu wankongole na omukwatire endalama elota omupeera ulefirwa. Then he agrees to sit on the table with you to renegotiate. That is what this is about. This is what restructuring process is about. So, tabalampa nokulanda terms ajonze. The terms might be hostile to us, or they might be favorable. No one knows because we are yet to get there. Either they might give us more increased rates of return in terms of interest rates, or they might reduce them. Both ways are very possible. And also, there's a likelihood that, okay, God forbid that any of our creditors tend to misbehave during the negotiation. It will still be more like we are not still moving. So first of all, I do appreciate the fact that we have reached this level of where everyone wants to sit around the table. It's good. It's a very good thing. But we should not be overexcited because we are not the creditors. So the ones calling the shots are the creditors. And it will only be up to them. What they feel will benefit mostly them is what we also have to follow. We do not have a much bigger say around the table because we are the ones owing. Top it up, we have equally defaulted before. Now, look at when we defaulted, that was 2020, Mama. 2020, we defaulted the Eurobond. This is 2023. So, let me give an insight of how irresponsible our governments have been. Not our current government only, our governments, even the one that was there in 2020. Considering that we defaulted, a serious government by now would have been telling the country to say, yes, we defaulted, but we have reserved so much towards the debt. But the responsible in them, even after defaulting, it's more like they never cared. You understand? All they had was, well, we want to start the restructuring. Instead of them even continuing to save those monies, because way before 2020, they were paying. They were paying, I think that was about $188 million. What has happened to that amount that they were paying? Why didn't they save it from 2020 to date? Because right now would have been talking, maybe would have been $600 million richer as a country if they were saving. But because they are irresponsible, kwati wasitadde fort kuwa nkongole akweba ati impya wafira okumpeera inenjefo afeshonze olo wamba okulya ate notolekwata tonso tundala matayari taito aisadi 40 pape etukesalandira epo tukambira okufwaya. That's being responsible. If I'm owing you 10 kwacha mama and then I fail to pay, maybe I pledged to be paying 2 kwacha, then I failed to pay. Nekwanisha kama 1 kwacha, I'm supposed to start saving the same 1 kwachas. So that at the time I'll come and speak to you about your Ngongoli, I would have had something, maybe a 4 kwacha, maybe a 3 kwacha, so that I will start from somewhere. But look at Zambia. Zambia defaulted in 2020. Did they still continue to save those remittances, or even something slightly lower than what they were supposed to pay? If the answer is no, that means we are irresponsible. And if we're always going to look in the direction of a write-off by our creditors, then we are actually even more irresponsible because that's not how you run an economy. When you get credit, you have to be ready to pay. Without any except but you should not get credit based on that notion of saying write off or that's being responsible. That's number one. That's my main concern, number one. Number two, look at the time frame that has been proposed. By the way, the 20 years did not come from the creditors. Minister of Finance, what they were doing, they were making submissions. Okay? They were making submissions, hoping that submissions towards the creditors would be appreciated and then accepted so that they have this restructuring. So the 20 years was proposed by Zambia. Now, if we have a responsible government, why propose such a long period of time when Zambia has the capacity to pay even within 5 years? That also is an indicator for me to say we have an irresponsible government. Because why do you want to burden the future? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. As young people, why should we allow these people to burden our future? 20 years from today, my daughter will be 20 years old. I think she'll be 21 or 22. Do we want our children to grow in debt? Why can't we have a quicker way of paying out this debt so that we can have our generations coming 5, 10 years from today have a free life in Zambia where they can now enjoy the 100% benefits of their minerals or of their services? Because, by the way, people who are thinking that now things will be cheaper, the economy will be better, let me tell you how in Congo for Yava. In Congo Yava, so. In Congo, na umuntu akawa tukampa 10 kwacha per month. Your first priority will be to pay that in Congo before you even sort yourself out. Now, with the mismanagement of our already existing minerals and mines, mines by the perma tax holiday, by the way, we should not forget. So don't think much of the revenue will be coming from those. Unless we derive new revenue ventures, unless we come up with new revenue ventures, what are those new revenue ventures? Because some of the conditions that are going to be on the table, even before the meeting comes up, is one, they will need guarantee. The creditors will need guarantee. And what guarantee are they going to take? You need to put something across the table. You defaulted last time. They're not going to trust you easily. So you need to put up something. If they are telling you to say, what are we going to get in case even this time you default? And what are we going to rely on our revenue generators from our creditors? Now imagine those are your powerful financial generators or revenue generators you have in this country. Those are the ones you get money to buy my drugs, to get what? Mines, you've got holidays. Amazesco, Mukarasta, save this summer debt. If you empty a million that to take out of we if you just catch Pascal, let's not be brainwashed, Vanin. 20 years is a long time. This money can be paid within 5 years. But what I've noticed also, Mama, is that our president, I think every person has got a capacity and capability. For me, I've just come to conclude this is where Mr. Hakainde can end. Let us not expect more, because if he had more, we would have seen it. So, this is where it can end. So what he needs is someone who can think bigger than him. Otherwise, it's not about is the bad person, no. I've just come to understand that to them, 20 years is what they can manage. But we have people who can provide solutions that are 5 years based. So those are the people we want. I think that is all for tonight. We are burdening the future. That is my biggest point for everyone to carry. We are burdening the future, and it will never help us in a long time. How can you be in debt for 20 years? Mama, for me, it's a good night and good afternoon. Please, you can continue. I really appreciate.
Totally. Thank you so much, my son. So that is our son there. He has raised a lot of important points. And for me, I just want to say one thing which my son said was the Zambian government went to IMF and asking for 20 years to pay. But for 20 years to extend this loan for 20 years. And then that NAPSA deal ya Musebo, the Kitwe, the dollar Lusaka carriageway. Remember that deal? That is 25 years. Mamona. So to me, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so this is the new dawn. Their game is to extend in Congole shares, in Congole, or whatever in Congole they are committing, they are putting it around the 20 years, 25-year mark. So in short, I'm saying these are people, these are leaders who don't care about the future generation. If these people cared about the future generation or making Zambia a better place, they would work on deals where they try to eliminate the debt in the shortest possible time. They will try to round up the ownership of the mines. If not ownership, they'll try to get a fair pricing for our minerals. For example, emeralds, there are emeralds there. We only get 20% from the emeralds. After how many years of mining emeralds? And we know that in emeralds can sustain our economy, but the emeralds are in private hands. We have heard there are diamonds in Zambia. Who is eating the money from the diamonds? We have heard Kwariwa Gold, Kumpika, Kasenseli, Nico. We have all these resources that are scattered in different foreigners' hands. So if this government came in with the aim to make Zambians' life, I think the first step they would have done is even at least renegotiate the deals with these mining companies so we can get more money from them. Even raise the minimum wage. The president is on record to say he is going to make the wages of the miners to a global standard. Right now, I think Zambia, the whole world over, in our mining industry, we are a number 6 top producer of copper. But our workers, I don't know, they are paid peanuts. It's a shame what they pay the miners compared to the global standards. Global pay for miners, you know. And you are there, you are cheering Mulelumba. I am here to say, leave your emotions out of national matters. If you are connected to HH emotionally and you want to be on my page, when you come on this page, you want to follow, leave your emotions there. Here we are thinking logically. We are thinking logically and patriotically. We are thinking solutions. How can we make Zambia a better place? How can we live a better Zambia for our people? Because some of us, our time is gone. We are in our bonus years. God forbid if we live to see a better Zambia, it will be a blessing. But the way things are going, let us just plan to make sure we secure the country for our generations. Which is bringing me to what another point my son raised to say, you know what, we are seeing these decisions because our president has decided to surround himself with old people with new ideas. I can challenge the president that if in his governance, economic, Ministry of Finance, Development and Planning, if he engaged the youth and asked them to bring solutions, he will be surprised because these youths are going to school in this day. They have current education to match the current economic situation in the country. They have solutions. The youth have the solutions to the dilemmas we have. We cannot expect much when we have a finance minister who graduated in school maybe before I was born. He's old enough to be my father. That is the finance minister we have. I don't know if he has done refresher courses or has had upgraded his degrees in economy to match the modern global dynamics. We don't know that. So we are seeing whatever is happening in the country, economic decisions, is the type of people who have surrounded the president. These are his advisors. These are old people with the old solutions. We need modern solutions of the 20th century, 2023. Yes. And I saw a comment, someone here saying, APF, please leave your economic, your emotional attachments. Here on this page, we are not connected emotionally to PF or UPND, Doom. We are looking at the governance of the country and we are talking to see how can we do this best. They are planning. All those interest rates, penalties, the people who signed those deals, probably they are dead and gone. But they are setting up their children for financial generational wealth. Mama. But if we are setting up our children to live in Congole, generations will coming to we are setting up to live in Congole for our children. Setting up generational wealth. Ching ching. Ama penalties so to kalipira. Since 2020. Yes, so I am done, guys. Otherwise, we'll be here, we'll be talking. We'll be here, we'll be talking. Thank you very much, Zain. I see you. Please leave your emotional connections to Bahaka in there, or if you're connected to by ECO emotionally, when you come on this page, just be a patriotic Zambian. Chapwa is all I'm asking. Don't be saying every time a PF did this. I don't have time to talk about what PF did. I am talking about what PF, as a country in Zambia moving forward, what do we need to do to take our country forward? Eh? Who got anywhere by looking PF did this, PF did this. I am tired of that nonsense. Every comment PF did this. Eh? Are we here because to talk about what PF did? We are talking of the future. Let's look at the sky. The sky is the limit, our goal. Let's think about how we can take Zambia forward. What can we do using what we have? I'm sick and tired of you won't say, hey, you are a PF, you are a new donor, you supported whatever. So what? We are talking about here and now, forward, future looking. If into the future, all of you talking about PF, whatever, you become Lot's wife. You are stagnant. Your mind is stuck. That's why about youth, some of you spend more time listening, watching people talk, people who have experience, not only in Zambia, all over the world, because Zambia right now is on the center stage. Zambia is on the center stage. And I can prove this because HH, he was given a floor to speak. Why? Because we have what they need. Right now, it can be anyone, president of Zambia. If you go to Europe, Kuma IMF, they will hear from you. Because it's like I said earlier, for the first time in the history of global economics, Africa, we have the power to change our bargaining power because what we have is on demand and not everybody has it. So it's not that Hakainde is a superstar. No, it is what Zambia has. What Zambia has is making Zambia to be on the center stage in the world. So our Sungu, they will listen. And at this time, they have no power. We have an upper hand. So we need leaders who will sit there and negotiate good terms, not just agreeing to anything. Control our resources. Let's control our resources. We use our resources to operate a cash budget. I'm sick and tired of Congole Lyonse. But HH is on record saying Tabakula Kongola, Nava Kongola Karinan 6 billion. Elo Kubalia Kongola Naimbi 210 million after increase CDF. IMF Nakwena, he already gave 2.3 billion in tax holiday for the mines. And then he went and borrowed another 1.4 billion. Milan Dushon, that's aiding tax evasion. How do you give the country 10 Shaba HH? Whoever decided that, he didn't even go in parliament. Tabaile parliament to approve that tax holiday paid. Ama mine companies, they didn't go in parliament. It was one or two people who made that decision, giving away Zambia's wealth for free. When we have our women dying, banamayo bapapira munsebo, banamayo nga bale papa kufipatala, takwa abamadi ama supplies. Imiti pana dotapuli mufipatala. Mulelumba muleta shamulelumbe enshi.
When these people have failed even just to stock the hospitals with medications. Muleba lumba. Think again. When you come on this page, leave your emotional connections to all your political people you are cheering. I'm just asking you, when you come here, think patriotically as a Zambian and how we can take Zambia forward. So thank you very much. I'll be here anytime. I'll try to watch Tayali because, you know, I look up to him as a very patriotic and fearless young man. So I'll try to come on live after his show. Otherwise, thank you guys. God bless you. Happy na but that's why that's fake. You know, all these people are fake. Now, much now we are fake. Why are you even putting a fake name with you? Why womuntu akwateshna happy? Mbuyanga. Kamulile mega. If you are for real, put your real name here so that we can address each other vis-a-vis. Not you are being fake fake. Please. Thank you. Thank you, Ellington. Thank you, Mama Matipa. Good to see you. Yes. Good night. God bless.